Welcome, robot combat enthusiasts, to another electrifying episode of Havoc Rundown, the podcast where sparks fly, metal clashes, and the thrill of robot combat takes center stage. I'm your host, Justin, and we're diving headfirst into the heart of the mechanical mayhem that is NHRL. From Titanium Titans to Steel Gladiators, Havoc Rundown is your front row seat to the adrenaline-pumping world of robot combat. Whether you're a seasoned engineer, a casual fan, or just someone who loves to smell bot carnage in the morning, you're in for a wild ride. Each week, we'll be dissecting the latest bot battles, breaking down the strategy that led to victory, and interviewing the masterminds behind these robot combatants. We're not just talking nuts and bolts here, we're delving into the stories behind these mechanical warriors and the genius minds who bring them to life. Expect exclusive interviews with NHRL's brightest stars, behind-the-scenes stories that will leave you on the edge of your seat, and an expert analysis that goes beyond the arena. This isn't just a podcast, it's the Havoc Rundown. I am not alone, though. Joining me this episode is... He learned naming your bot after an undeliverable piece of mail may not have been a good idea. It's Ryan Hunter.
Whoopsie.
She is the terror of the pits when she has a bullhorn. It's Ashley Beckman.
Never again.
Our resident expert at getting past any lock. It's Thomas Carroll.
You have nothing to fear except for walking robots.
After the cannolis he brought us last event, we definitely know he's in the mob now. It's Tony Baker.
It's Tony the Godfather.
Yeah. And our special guest this episode are none other than our favorite combat robotics podcast, Behind the Bots. Say hello to Luke, Chris, and Lindsay.
Hi. Ooh, hello.
Hello.
Thank you guys for being on. It's going to be amazing. This event was amazing. So to start with news, the NHRL New Bots event happened on January 20th. We saw some amazing new innovations in the world of combat robotics. Through a hard-fought day, we had our winners in each class, including what may be a new emerging meta in the threes, but we'll talk about that a little later. The Golden Dumpster winners were Scurryfest in 3 pounds, which is a multi-bot that combines a silent spring-type bot with a weaponless Crash Fest. Brought to us by Robert Rund and Miles Sim. Questionable Choices took 12 pound, which is a vertical spinner, brought to us by Mark Liu, I think is how you say his name. And finally, Ricky Willems took home 30 pound with his miniature, in quotations, mammoth called Moccasin. So those were our winners for January. Since this was such an amazing event with so many new awesome designs, we felt we couldn't contain it to just us, so we had to bring in some help. Therefore, this is our special post-event show crossover with Luke, Chris, and Lindsay from Behind the Bots. We're going to be covering some of our favorite fights, what our thoughts are on the changes being made to this year, and some of our predictions moving forward. Since we technically have guests on, I think it is fitting that they answer our icebreaker question. What do you guys think?
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
No
definitely.
maple syrup.
Yes, so.
No
boy.
sticky maple
Sounds
syrup.
reasonable.
Okay, so this
I'm
is
not a good
our
talker, but I'll
icebreaker
try.
question that we have whenever we have any kind of guest on. So Luke, Chris, and Lindsay, each of you can answer this. If you could be given a superpower, but it is an off-brand superpower, so something weird that's not like flying or speed or anything like that, what would it be?
I always know what mine is, like right off the cuff. I wish that every day I woke up well-rested and refreshed.
Oh my god. That is the most middle-aged
awesome.
answer
That's
you
a
can
superpower
possibly
we
come
can
up
all
with.
Could you
get behind.
imagine what you could accomplish if you were well-rested every day?
That's
And who are you, sir? I don't need Coffee Man.
I haven't been well rested since I was like 18, I think.
that's like if you used more than 10% of your brain,
Yeah.
you'd be
Yeah.
unstoppable.
It's called retirement. That's what it's called.
Lindsay or Luke, do you know what yours would be?
This is such a good question. And I feel like that this is not a superpower or even an off-brand superpower. I would just like to be less clumsy and like maybe slightly more in control of how I move my body.
You can have the power of hand-eye coordination
Yeah.
and hand-foot coordination.
She is average dexterity woman.
Like, I will take average. If I can bump myself up to average dexterity, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'd be limitless, like the way a well-rested Chris could be.
You know, maybe
Yeah.
if you got more rest, you would actually have better agility.
In that kind of vein, the thing I want to have now after seeing it, I don't know if you guys have seen the Rick and Morty episode where he has the stat changer, where he gives her the stat changer where she can like change her strength, like her strength goes up, but her like intelligence go down, like she can change her D&D stats. No? I just thought that would be pretty cool.
Just change your stats whenever you want.
But I would love that.
Just respec into monk. It's fine.
Yeah. Luke, you still here?
Might have lost the Luke.
Yeah. Luke is having some issues, so he might pop in and out. So that's fine. Okay. Well, those
Wait.
are awesome.
Luke's superpower is insanely good internet.
Yeah.
That's what
Just
he wants.
wherever he goes, he is his
internet.
own.
So you
He's
can
his
go
own
right-
hotspot.
Exactly.
Go right into
He
the
admits
the
internet.
vein of Lindsay's superpower and just average internet. Luke needs average internet.
But wherever he is, he is a human hotspot.
Exactly.
The hotspot. Oh, is he like a fire guy? No, he just has good internet.
No, he just has
Yeah,
good
just the internet. Just join Luke. It's
With his
the
luck-
society is Luke.
He would get like the monkey's paw version of that superpower though, and he would just literally be a hotspot. It's just unpleasantly warm in the vicinity of Luke.
That's so good. Okay, so I wanted to start off by talking about the winners that I mentioned and what we think led to their victory. So we had, like I said, Scurryfest, Questionable Choices, and Moccasin. Scurryfest is a multi-bot. You know, Robert Run, Miles Sim. It was Robert driving Crashfest like he drives, and Miles Sim. I mean, I know it's not Silent Spring, but it was Silent. Like, so it was Robert teaming up with Silent Spring. It was just a multi-bot thing that was just amazing. Anybody have notes on that? I know, Ryan, you wanted to talk about it.
I mean, like, if we're talking about the 3-pound class, we'll get into like basically the fact that the final was 4 bots in 1 cage is on half of me is like, that's amazing. I love it. I love that you have to have teamwork. And I love seeing it. And the other half of me is like, okay, like now everybody's been complaining about like multi-bots and stuff like that. It's like, oh, this doesn't look good. This is going to be blow up Discord. But I love that bot, Scurryfest, is amazing because the fact that you can make one Crashfest 2 pounds, which is pretty easy because really, if you take Crashfest, all you had to do was take out the servo and the little flippy thing being basically like half a pound or a pound. Yeah, it's 2 pounds. And you could run just a 2-pound Crashfest and win everything. But the problem is you need a weapon. And it's like, oh, how am I going to do a weapon? Oh, I'll just have an undercutter that's extremely powerful, and I'll just push people into it. It's such a good idea. It's such a good team up. And I mean, if you're going to team up with anybody as you're pushing Control Bot, why not Robert Rund? You know?
Yeah.
Like, they completely deserved that first place. It was well built. Both of them were well built. And I really like it. I really like the bots.
It's really interesting to watch like the meta on top of meta start to shift with the multi-bots and how people are essentially not rule smithing, but like thinking about combinations of bot types that would be advantageous against whether it's single or multiple opponents. And like that, I had kind of mentioned this in the closing during the dumpster giveaways, but like, you know, this persona is starting to take shape of this is a defensive Ronin that you can like bring into your configuration that is that is really providing especially the more destructive vertical and horizontal bots like a lot more control where they normally wouldn't necessarily have it. And so you see people like Robert Rund and Nate Franklin and even Zoe with Mammoth Like you're bringing in like incredibly talented control and defensive drivers to augment your robot, which might be, you know, a really offensive bot, but maybe a glass cannon, maybe something that doesn't necessarily have the ground game. And that is completely changing the way that people have to actually bring their bots and think about the challenge, because you might be up against a 3-pounder, but the 3-pounder happens to have Robert and Crash Fest just sitting beside it. And that's a total game changer. And
also Stag Beetlebot was a mini bot for Corey's 12-pounder, and he's an excellent control bot, an excellent like driving driver. And even though they didn't like get all the way in that tournament, it was still really awesome seeing him there. Well, they were across from us at the pit table, but it was really awesome seeing him there doing that, filling that role. And like even hearing in the pits and also hearing like on the Discord and also between drivers and stuff like that, people going, okay, so seeing people actually have discussions now of like, I really respect you as a control bot driver. I really like how you drive. I really like how you design robots. How about you be my mini bot driver? Is really awesome. And it's also like going to mean more people are going to be able to go to events, but also clear out room where they would normally bring a bot. Oh, I don't have to bring a bot to every event. I could also be somebody's mini at an event. I could be somebody's helper. I could be somebody's second half at an event.
Yeah, it fills that role that people are upset about the new the new system of registration, and it allows people to help out and be there. And Michael was also testing things. He was talking to us during the day, and he was testing new armor configurations, new layering configurations, new ways that Stag Beetlebot can hold up against opponents. And if you think about it, throwing Stag Beetlebot and new configurations for Stag Beetlebot into a 12-pound match instead of and testing it for what it's going to happen on a 3, it's like if you can get a 12-pound, Stag Beetlebot to hold up to a 12-pound weapon, there's nothing in the 3s that's going to touch that. So, yeah, I mean, it's a brilliant idea.
And Michael, the builder he grinds and he documents everything, and he's one of the builders that I love just watching grow at an incredible pace. And Stag it's a completely different bot than how it started. It's getting better and better, but the competition is getting harder and harder. But I think that he's one of those builders that has that grit that is going to at least maintain the growth of his building prowess alongside of the growth of the actual sport.
Yeah.
Justin.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, you can hear me. This is incredible.
He just had to go to his car.
Okay, all right. This is how out in the middle of nowhere I am. I had to get into my car to drive down to City Hall because that is where the cell phone tower is.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Luke went out into the wilderness to fight a bear to get internet to be on the podcast.
It's a very bad storm also up here right now. Literally there is no one out on the road other than like these
crazy people,
1,000-ton snow trucks. But I'm doing it for you guys because I love your show.
Luke,
oh, we love you too, Luke.
Luke, don't play it off like you live in like the rural Adirondacks. You live in Rhinebeck. You're probably sandwiched right now between a French restaurant and Paul Rudd's house.
Yeah, well, there's that too. We're hipsters out here. We like to keep life, a little rural. I don't know. Anyway, I was curious. Were we going to talk about multi-bots like as a concept? Yes. Multi-bots as like a like kind of a lightning rod, I guess, currently right now in the community. I would say like it's a controversial topic.
Yes,
because I mean, the final match were 2 multi-bot teams against one another. I feel like a lot of the kind of finals that I've been seeing, at least in the Beatles, for the last couple of events have been at least one or both, sides of the box are multi-bots. And I saw a really interesting discussion on Discord around, do you need a multi-bot in 2024 to have any shot at winning NHRL?
Right.
I think,
Yeah.
And is that fair?
it's like I think it's probably gonna be that way, unfortunately. But I think what we were talking about a few minutes ago is the concept of it's actually getting more people into the events and to actually compete. Because to have a multi-bot, you need 2 people. So if for some reason, let's take the extreme, you have 96 bots, that means you could technically have 192 people competing in the 3-pound bots if they were all multi-bots. I know they're not going to, but like that, you're now bringing more people to the events to be able to compete than we were even with 160 bots.
It's always kind of been a thing in the 12s and the 30s too. It's just in the 3s, it's more of a multi-bot and less of like the bigger bot and then smaller helper. But I mean, in the 12s and the 3s, we've always seen competition. I mean, take Questionable Choices, the winner of the 12. Like he had a mini bot that was going around and was wedging and helping him out. So it's something we've seen in the 12s and the 30s. It's just because of the changes in some of the rules, multi-bots are more of a thing that could be done in the 3s now, and it's a bigger thing in the 3s because of the competition that's there.
But I don't think you need the right mini bot though. It's like you can't just throw any mini bot in there. You can't just throw anybody in there. You need a good driver that's going to be able to do that to be able to win. It's not like you can just, I'm going to throw 2 bots in there and I'm going to win it all. It's like, no, it still takes a lot of work to be able to do that well. Otherwise, you just get in each other's way.
I mean,
there's like a philosophical kind of point here that I find really interesting, where it's like people for the last 2 years, probably plus, have been building robots that they can only run at NHRL. You know, like like, you know, I'm thinking of like Team Pandemonium and their like Bite Force and Ribot clones. Like those are 7.5 pound robots. Like that is not a class that they can run anywhere else. You know, like they can't cut weight and wedge them into like a beetle box, you know, like in New Jersey or whatever. You know, like the repeater robots, those are like 2 pounds each. Like where else are they going to run these anywhere in the country? Like they're flying in from Texas with these 2 pound robots to fight here, you know. And I can see the, I don't know, salty Californians out there who are like, why should I build a super competitive robot if I'm only going to come out once and like my chance of winning a golden dumpster is so slim? But am I going to build something totally bespoke for this that I can't run at Scar or at Robo Games or anything like that, you know? And is that fair, you know?
One of the things that I was looking at, like in the rules, like I would, if I was going to do this, I would build more of a 3 pound bot and actually use the 1.5 pounds if you're a multi-bot. So then you have your main bot that you can use and compete anywhere else you want. And then when you come and compete at Norwalk, you add in this extra piece that's going to actually help and enhance your bot and the competition, but you still have your 3 pound bot that can compete at Moto and all those other competitions around the country.
Kind of like what Robert did.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Robert has the extra piece. It was literally Crash Fest. He just took the part of it that's technically an active weapon because he already had an active weapon in the other bot. Yeah. So it's Crash Fest with just a piece missing. So that is an option. You're right, Tony. That is something that like you can take a bot that can be done anywhere and then just make it lighter somehow and then take that weight and put it into something else and do that multi-bot configuration. The question is, do we think that we're going to see more people bring new bots this way? And I think the other side of the coin of that is, do we think we're going to start seeing people take established championship bots, bring them down in weight, and then make another piece to it so that they can be a multi-bot? Do we think we're going to start seeing that happen as well?
I really wouldn't be shocked if we see lighter links with some sort of multi-bot, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like some sort of helper bot, some sort of mini bot. Like I feel like there's a lot of classes as far as multi-bots go of like mini helper multi, but like I could see Lynx. I could see him definitely. I don't think there's a ton of weight to take out of Lynx unless you want to like sacrifice some of what makes Lynx. But like I could totally see him trying to take out like a 1/2 pound of Lynx and then going up the 1.5 pounds or something like that. But like Luke was just saying about like he has to come from California with that. Is it worth it?
Right.
I think that's a big question, and I think that's like part of that gets down to like one of the hardest questions in this sport of like, I want to get into the sport, but how much money do I have to spend? Because like, is the multi-bot problem also going, hey, if you want to be competitive, if you want to build a robot, you don't just have to spend the $350, $500 to build your bot, which is even like maybe like a kit bot, but you also have to spend another like $100 on a TPU fork bot that is running ant weight stuff if you want to follow the meta. And it's not like every single robot that entered in January was a multi-bot. Like, that's totally not true. That's totally not what happened. But most of the robots that were competitive or were people that have showed up multiple times had some sort of fork bot at this point. That's just, it's like, it's
and
really...
the final was 2 multi-bots, which if we want to talk about links here, the other bots, the other side of that rank was 2 hyperlink. I think he's called hyperlinks, right? They were literally
it was
2
repeater.
Right, but it was 2 hyperlinks. It was 2. I mean, Peter even, I believe, admitted it himself that that's what the design. I'm blanking on his name, but that's what he used. He used the design. He just vamped on the design for hyperlinks, made it lighter, made it 2 of them, and then put the 2 of them there. So it's a lighter links, by twice. So I don't know. It's possible.
Like, I had a conversation with Aaron Hill and talking about multi-bots, and they brought like the twins to Proving Grounds, and then he basically came back and said, well, we're just going to wait until we know we can build an effective multi-bot for NHRL, watch it do well, and then scale it up and keep going as far as like big picture. So I think like we start to see that meta scale through a lot of different classes because you can get it to be that effective.
Right.
And I also think that's one of the reasons they're looking at going to events around the country too. It's like, we're not looking at just Norwalk anymore. So they're having events in Ohio, in Texas, and Atlanta. I think they're having one out in California too. So it's like, you're not going to have to fly to Norwalk to actually compete. You're going to be able to do it out in California and still qualify for the World Championships.
Yep.
So I think we're going to see that. I think that's how they're trying to embrace the national brand instead of just being Norwalk now. And they're trying to make it their own thing. So it's like, I think they want that multi-bot. This is going to be Norwalk's thing. So it might not be a horrible thing that it's just for Norwalk or for NHRL. That's what they're looking for. That's their identity at this point.
How damn competitive is that California event going to be? That California event's going to be crazy. That's going to be insane. Every single, that's going to be every single, really high tier California builders going to probably be there. That's going to be the one to watch this year as far as, out of town ones. Holy damn. That's going to be good. I didn't even think about that until this moment. Now I'm excited for the California one.
It's like even the one down in Atlanta, you have all the teams from Florida and South Carolina and stuff like that. You have some big teams down in the southeast part too. So
yeah,
I think those regional ones are going to be insanely competitive.
Yeah, Ohio.
Yeah.
I mean, you're leaving out Ohio here. I mean, Ohio, we've seen some really competitive bots come out of Ohio. We have drivers that drive hours and hours and hours from Ohio just to be in NHRL, that it's going to be in their backyard now.
I heard Jake from Maximizer.
I heard a rumor that Brazil is going to send 36 teams to Ohio to continue the Ohio-Brazil rivalry.
Epic.
That would be amazing.
I mean, and the next step after that is not just regional; it's national. It's
international.
I mean, we wouldn't want to bring it into Brazil because Brazil's already got its own thing.
Oh, no, we're going to bring it to Brazil, and we're going to send 36
No, we're
teams
absolutely going to bring it to Brazil. We're going to Brazil. We're going to the UK. We're going to South Korea. We're going everywhere.
We're gonna fight bots behind a chain link fence somewhere in.
I think it was Sam that we were talking about when we were talking about the different places we would like to see it, and I think Japan was the one that I was most excited about when we were just having a robot competition in Japan. That'd be really cool. I don't know, just because I immediately think, when I think robots and I think internationally, it's just Japan just pops in my head. So.
Now, weirdly, there aren't any combat robots in Japan. They do sumo robots, which I think is a really interesting branch of this sport.
Yep.
And I would love to see us build a sumo league, like, honestly, because I feel like sumo is just the perfect on-ramp for kids. Because, I mean, you could build a 3-pound... Yeah, well, I mean, kind of. But, I mean, like, I would want to do, like, a kids league where you can just fight it on a tabletop. Like, you don't even need to be inside of a cage, which is what sumo is. Yeah. Like, it's just a big circular table, and the first robot to fall off the table, like, loses. Yeah. But it's perfect for kids. And I could see a sumo league being just as big, if not bigger, than our combat league. And sumo's massive in Japan. Like, I love going on YouTube and watching their sumo robots. Like, it's a really, really interesting kind of, like, branch of the sport.
Yeah, that would be really cool to bring. I mean, and the upside to that is there's not really damage per se. So, I mean, you're putting money into a sumo bot without having to worry about, like, when Ryan and I brought ours in January, our Beetles in January, I had, like, at least 3 bots ready to go of parts, just because I knew, like, if it doesn't hold up to what is going to be thrown at it, I'm going to need those parts to continue. Sumo bot's not like that. Sumo bot is, if you push it off a table, it's just got to survive that drop off the table.
What if we add a table to NHRL?
What?
Put a table in the cages.
No!
We'll call it a shelf.
Oh, I like that. And then what if we add some, like, spinny things, like maybe rotating Makos, we can call them?
I dare you, Thomas, to Photoshop a picture of one of our, either cage 1 or 4, and Photoshop a shelf into that cage and then put it on the Discord.
Just wait until the March event.
Oh, man.
I'm just going to build it.
Another part of the sumo thing is, even when Jess and I were talking about when we were, like, planning everything, I was even saying, hey, maybe we should build something like a sumo arena for just, like, the 2 of us, or, like, even just our family, to build, like, robots, and then we could just practice driving all the time.
Yeah, just the driving practice.
Sumo.
Yeah, because I feel like that would be, like, even a fun thing if we, like, built it in our parents' basement or something like that, and just build, like, a little arena. Then we could just practice driving all the time. Oh, wait, and then link it back with the multi-bots. Who's the best multi-bot driver? The guy who wins the sumo. That's actually the best multi-bot driver, because he knows how to push people the best.
Yeah.
You know, we had just a circle in the ground is all you really need. Like, you don't even need a table side. It's
No. We had, Chris, you would appreciate that Ryan and I were talking about multi-bots after this, and we were talking about, like, possible ideas, and one of them was a servo that pushes, like, a wall from a wedge, pushes a wall up, and then it's just 2 multi-bots that just squeeze like this and just call it trash compactor.
Well, they link together.
My original thought was the evil thought of, hey, what if you make 2-pound SMEs, and they're just long enough to be as wide as the side of the cage, and you just slowly drive your robots towards the other side of the cage. I mean, technically, it fits within the rules, because if their bots are like this, are like perpendicular, they're still within that size for the fit in the rule size. But once they come together like this, you just drive slowly to the other side.
I've always been kicking around this idea in my head of a multi-bot configuration where you basically have one gigantic, call it a glass cannon, if you will, a horizontal, but it's a bristle drive. And you have 2 mini bots that are essentially like small wedges, barely able to drive, but they each have a large vertical on the front of them that happens to be a rubber wheel. And what they can do is, with a big face of Velcro on the front, they get behind the large bristle drive, attach themselves to it, and the big rubber wheels actually then become wheels. And now you have like a 45-pound, main weapon bot that has real, actual driving ability. and you just basically game the whole thing. And now like they Voltron together to give you.
I was gonna say you have to call it Voltron.
Exactly.
No, call it depth charge.
I can't believe you're giving this idea away for free.
I got too
Right?
many bots in the coloring book.
No, see, you have to get Mako Fest and Crash Fest, and they have magnets on the back of each other. So they just back into each other, and now you have a 4-wheel drive Mako Crash Fest.
Fest.
Mako
That's
Fest already
Fest.
exists.
And you have to pay royalties to Robert Rund if you do this.
Yes. Well, we were joking last episode that anybody that uses Crash or Fest anywhere in their name has to pay Robert some kind of royalties.
It's a wonder.
I
just-
think Joey can skirt that by Crush Fist. Because he's actually not
Yeah.
using Crash or Fest.
He's gotten around it.
He did get around it.
So I mean that new meta, we're definitely going to see a lot more of that. One of the other things I want to talk about is, of course, some of our favorite robots that we saw. I have some of them down here: Power of Friendship, Odin, and Game On. I know Thomas wanted to talk about Game On. Yeah, Frank. Thank you, Ashley. Frank, Power of Friendship, blowing up a battery.
An invite to Clyde to talk about Bedside, but unfortunately he couldn't make it. So maybe we'll have Chris talk about it instead.
Yeah, Clyde sent us a very interesting message back saying that he wasn't able to attend. So maybe Chris, you could talk about it a little bit, since he did use your table. Since he did use your table to make it.
Yeah, he had an appearance ticket tonight for public indecency. So. Clyde had been working really hard on a new bot and occupying Lindsay and I's basement for a couple of months with an all new, as he claimed, a meta breaking design, a never seen before weapon, and it had not ever been seen before because it was a giant hot glue. He called it a gun or a cannon. I'd say it was more like a syringe. In theory, you know what? Not even in theory. In practice, it worked. I was really surprised. It was a custom smelted copper-headed heating element that was powered by 3 12-volt diesel glow plugs on the end of a barrel with a 400-pound actuator on the back to create essentially a high-pressure system inside of a stainless steel barrel that got heated up to 900 degrees. And it took Clyde about 5 tries to get through safety. And after he did finally get through safety, we had about, I'd say, 9 minutes to get into the cage. So our first fight, we were only at about 20% battery. But it drove really well. The bot drove really well. It was all custom, TPU printed, body, all bolted, together. Sam jumped in last minute and helped us cut some carbon fiber to, keep the weight down. But I think that there is some there, and I wouldn't be surprised if Clyde, with his new recruits that he has, / maybe prisoners, I don't know, they seemed like they're very interested in continuing the bedside reign of terror. So maybe we'll see.
I would love to see it return.
Well, I mean, the theming was incredible. Just watching that robot just drive up to another robot and snot all over it, the theming was genius. I have to say that was probably my favorite theming of the new bots was just watching that thing do its thing.
All right, I do have one question though about Bedside.
Yes.
So dark side, right? It had the lightsabers. That makes sense, right? Then there was alternate side because it had big street sweepers. But Bedside, I don't know. I think of sleeping or bedtime or I don't know.
Well,
why does it have green goo coming out?
The bot is very sick. And what he needed was a doctor with good bedside manner.
Oh, okay. Got it. So, okay, the bot is vomiting all over its opponent.
Sneezing.
Yes.
It's got snot, Luke. Is your vomit green, bright green with glitter in it?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Wait, is your snot bright green with glitter in it? Because that's a problem too.
After Norwalk, it is.
Well, yeah, after Norwalk.
I just want to say, like, as someone who, watched Clyde dedicate so many hours of his life. I mean, for Clyde, this was an accomplishment. Like, just the focus he had running up to this event. Like, the pure, unbridled joy that I felt when I saw the glue coming out, even if it was like not quite a cannon, even if it's just like a little dribble, the joy that I felt when I saw it work, I was crying. I was like screaming in the stands, being like, it's bleeping working, and hopefully no children were near me, but like
I was standing right next to you, and that was one of my favorite moments of any NHRLs, was standing next to you and listening to your joy of this robot going off. It was amazing. Watching that Mr. Roper fight was just like, oh, this is NHRL. This is why I love NHRL. It's like, this is so good.
Literally, like, the heavens aligned. I feel bad for Crack, like, that they had to forfeit their first match, but I feel like that is, shade to Mr. Roper. I don't know if they would have won that one otherwise. But, like, that they were able to win that match against Crack, and then brought Bedside and Mr. Roper together.
Clash of the Titans.
Clash of the Titans, like... Yeah, that is what is NHRL to me, and man, it was so fun, and I'm proud of Clyde, wherever he is, even though he's, I guess, in court right now.
Yeah, I got a couple of quick points though. So this is a real fact. Clyde's cousin, Jason, was a winner on the Discovery Channel's The Moonshiner show. And so he is a professional copper worker and makes stills to make moonshine. And he brought all of his stuff over here to the basement, and Clyde smelted copper pipes from our old plumbing to make the heating element end on the end of the barrel. So literally parts of my house, my shower doesn't work upstairs anymore. But there were so many people that helped pull the whole thing together. Obviously, I jumped in from time to time. Lindsay was instrumental in, and also was very generous, allowing the entire living room and kitchen to be consumed for a couple of weeks leading up to the thing. My cousin Jason was obviously a very big help with the copper work, but then there was also some folks from the NHRL community that really came together and helped get the bot in I'll call it top shape. First of all, Ashley, thank you for reaching out to Tony and Angel and making that happen. Tony and Angel were so happy to jump on the team, and it was absolutely a blast hanging out with them and working with them. And it was like they rolled in Saturday morning, and it's like they already knew what to do. They're just like taking the bot apart, and like they're like, wow, these are really bad solders. And I'm like, yeah, well... And then, of course, Sam, I came out to Norwalk one day and brought Bedside with me. And, he helped me think through some of the big challenges that I had, helped me figure out the RC. Of course, Rob was instrumental in helping me, get the bot's RC ready and helping me think through a couple of the really difficult problems. So it was a team effort, and the team is way bigger than you're technically allowed to have, but it's what allowed us to have full snot emissions in the box in January, and that was awesome.
I mean, Ryan and I have to give the same kind of thanks to, Kevin and Team Pandemonium. Yep. Kevin did the same thing. At one point, I was trying to get a power board to work, and he looked at it and he went, "No, you didn't put enough solder on it." And he had, and I've been soldering for a while. All of my soldered work, but apparently for that one thing, I didn't put enough solder on it. So he had to fix my soldering there. He helped fix an issue in my controller. And the same thing with Sam. Sam cut the carbon fiber and UHMW for both of our bots. So it's just amazing community. We love all of them, everyone. And NHRL is just amazing.
Corey was our sensei the whole time.
Yes. How can I not? I've thanked Corey 1,000 times.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I know I reached out to both Seth and Peter about their products and everything like that, and both of them help out all the time. Peter was like, I was telling him because my robot, I decided to go with the same way that the Peter bar is powered, with the upside down belt, and he helped me with that. He helped me tell me, he like showed me how to do it, as far as like how he figured out the belt length and everything like that. Like, he was perfectly willing to help me, where he didn't just go, oh, that's not actually my product, I'm not going to help you. Like, Peter perfectly happy to help anybody, and so Seth is too. Anybody in the community. That's like one of the best parts of being a builder in this community, is that you can literally go on the Discord or contact like a lot of people and just go, hey, I'm having this problem. I know you've had this problem before, or you are an expert in this way. What do I do? And they will help you. They will joke with you about it. They will be perfectly happy, and they will, once you show them that your bot is working and that their advice helped, they will be happy for you. Yep. It's so cool. It is one of the best parts of this community. It's so cool.
So we're gonna get to a little bit of promotional material on them when we talk about some of the new things coming up and how that's going to affect the meta and everything, especially for threes. But I just wanted to touch on the other ones that we had. Power of Friendship, Kokoto's amazing bots. You know, I remember that he said, you know, he didn't know how much they were actually going to do, how well they were going to work. They caused a battery fire. You know, just an amazing innovation. I just love that. I want to see him push forward with that. Odin, brought to us by, I don't remember his name.
The Data Lich.
Yeah, the Data Lich, but I was trying to actually find his real name. I know
his
he
real
likes
name
going.
Is the Data Lich.
Okay, yeah. The nail gun bot was amazing to see. Yeah. And then Thomas, I know you were very excited for Game On. If you want to talk about Game On for a second.
Yes, Game On finally returned in full walking configuration. When Game Over showed up at its first event, it had a roller on the bottom, and they were told that they can't have that. So they were able to upgrade the strength of their servos. Their TPU was actually printed well. And then Friday night, their computer died. Their Raspberry Pi just didn't do the thing that was needed to do. So Jay was like freaking out. I was like going over there like, do you by any chance have a micro SD card reader? So I happened to pull one out of my bag. 4 hours later, with the help of a couple people, like they were using our monitors at the pit desk as debugging tools. So I got that all working. The only match I actually saw it in was one of the grudges that I was running versus Frank and Pause. And one of the legs was not working for that match, but it was moving significantly better than the previous event. And I'm guessing that whenever they bring it back, it should be working even better. I just hope it doesn't hide a vertical.
It's such a beautiful robot. I just love the look of it.
Very good. Also, the cardboard covers that cover up all the electronics, that was done on the plane on the flight over.
Oh, I love that. Very cool. Hey listeners, I'll get you back to the episode in a minute, but first I want to talk to you about something important. You have probably heard us talk about the robot merch we are wearing, or seen teams at NHRL with some amazingly designed shirts and gear, and said to yourself, wow, I would really love one of those. Well, you're in luck, because a majority of the merchandise you are seeing is being made by Robots Ruin My Life, which is owned and operated by friend of the show, Anthony D'Ambrosio. This is a merchandise and customization shop specializing in robot combat team gear. Ever wanted to get your hands on a Ripperoni t-shirt or a Star Child jacket? Well, head on over to robotsruinmylife.com today. Again, that's robotsruinmylife.com for all of your BattleBots and NHRL merchandise. Check it out and let us know what team apparel you love to see in the comments. Okay, back to the episode. And, you know, speaking about our weapon configurations, Ryan used the Peter Bar configuration, but I used a hub motor because that's what Corey uses, and that's what Corey helped me design. So I use a hub motor. Ryan, I know you wanted to touch on hub motors being more prevalent in the higher weight classes because it's something that we see in the threes a lot.
I wanted to put a note that I think that's one of the new metas that's going to show up. I mean, that definitely hub motors are going to start showing up more and more in the higher weight classes. Corey kind of proved that they can work pretty well. I think that's
and then Zoe
and Zoe did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, hub motors are always a problem in that when you put stress on your weapon, which is every single time you use the weapon for its actual purpose,
Intended purpose,
you're actually damaging your motor at the same time. And a lot of us are using motors that are not meant for this at all. But I mean, like, hub motors are really the other new meta transitioning into that is like the new products that are coming out. Seth is now bringing out a hub motor that you could just buy. You could just buy a hub motor now.
Yep.
I think that's
full installed hub. Yeah.
That's game changing. That is the definition of game changing. I think that is a product that is going to show up exponentially throughout the year.
I mean, Kevin literally ran over and bought one directly from him as soon as he could.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think, and also he is now releasing new Pro drives, Pro version of his brush drives, which I'm sure is going to show up because everybody's going to want a slightly more powerful version of the Just Cause drive that a lot of people are already using.
Yep.
And another product that was just released is the dual brushless drive by Peter from Repeat Robotics. Already, as soon as he announced that, and as soon as Owen was like, oh yeah, you know, my bots that have been working the past several events, they've been driven by that. Everybody instantly went, okay, this is a solid product, and how can I use this in my robot? How does it work? I think those are going to be in a lot of robots this year, and the last new product is Jake's Cake, which if anybody else hasn't seen Jake's Cake announcement video,
Nope.
It is amazing. It is one of the best product like release videos because I really enjoy his video editing. But Jake has now released his own power switch because he basically decided, you know what, I don't like the power switches that everybody has been using. I'm going to build my own. So he built his own. He tested it for specifically his uses, and he is now releasing it as his first robot product on his store, besides his merch.
Right. I mean, Reaper did so well that it's definitely going to come back with innovations, and one of those innovations is going to be integrating Seth's hub motor into it, because one of the things that Corey helped me do, like you were saying, a hub motor gets a lot of stress when the weapon hits something, and the way that he got around that is creating a sheath that goes between the weapon and the motor and absorbs all of that, and he helped me design that. And I mean, Ryan saw when I was fighting Seth, or even when I was fighting Terminus, I think was the one that I just got into a corner and almost blew up their battery because I like blew up the side of their butt. But my weapon never stopped spinning. I hit and I hit and I kept on hitting, and it never stopped spinning. That motor was perfect. And when I took it apart, there was no damage on that motor. That motor was still working exactly how it was supposed to. I went weapon on weapon with Seth, and that motor was fine. My weapon never stopped spinning. So it just goes to show you, if you have the correct design, hub motors are just amazing. So, and they're much easier. Ryan had so many issues trying to get that belt-driven weapon to spin, and mine was literally put the sheath on, put the blade on, bolt it all together. Oh, look, it works.
Yeah, I think belts are pretty much done for a lot because it's too many little things can go wrong.
I definitely agree. But I am looking forward to those products making the sport. I mean, that's just how this always works: is innovation, new things coming out, making things easier to make new bots and make things work better. And it's just going to make it, I don't want to call it deadly, but it's going to make it more interesting sport to watch.
I think the easier you make the bots to build, the more people can get into it.
Yeah. I mean, and again, the innovations in kit bots, we saw Peter bars. Peter had, Ashley, how many different versions of the Peter kit did he bring? I forget.
I think it was like 7 different iterations at one point. Like
Iteration?
Yeah. Ha. Funny.
Yes,
yeah,
I'm
but
pretty sure iteration was one of those. Sorry, I had my mic off because the rabbit is eating a tube right now, and she's very loud.
Oh no.
Yeah, so the Peter kit, I mean, we have talked about how much Seth has been doing as far as that, and he has the SSP kits. Who knows how those are going to go? Now that he has this hub-mounted motor, an SSP kit with a vertical weapon as a kit, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. One of the things I also wanted to talk about, just really quickly, just because we have you guys on, I just wanted to ask Lindsay, Chris, and Luke a couple of questions because you guys are guests on the podcast and we love having you here. They're really simple questions. Ashley knows, everyone knows, and Ashley has made fun of me for this before, but when I get into question making, apparently I should be writing interview questions for jobs because when I write questions, they tend to be very hard to answer. I swear,
Good luck.
these are very simple.
I'm going to answer all three of your questions right now. 7, Lincoln, Nebraska, and the Coriolis effect.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you were wrong.
His
That kind of
weakness
changes a lot.
is-
Well, the first one, what got you guys into combat robotics? Because I'm not sure if I've ever heard the story about how you guys got into this sport, what brought you to NHRL, that kind of stuff. So whoever wants to answer, what got you into combat robotics? What got you to where you are now?
Luke, we haven't heard from you in a bit. I'll open it up to you if you want to start.
Heck yeah, brother.
The snowman.
Chris and Lindsay got me into combat robotics.
Okay.
So yeah, what was this? Season 3? What did you say, guys? Season 3.
Yeah, about 6 years.
So Chris is my brother-in-law. Lindsay's my sister-in-law. I'm dating Chris's sister. I don't know. I feel like I always have to preface this. And so Chris and Lindsay, coming over to the house a lot for dinner and dinner parties and just hanging out. And for weeks, they're like, "Oh my God, BattleBots Season 3! It's incredible. You have to watch it, right?" And I had never seen BattleBots before, and they were like, "It's our favorite show. It's so incredible. Like, you won't even believe it. You have to see it, right?" So I caught the round of 16, I think, for Season 3, and so there's only 2 episodes left of the season, and I was just immediately hooked. I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing. This is incredible. I can't believe this show is on TV," right? And then I caught the finals the following Thursday, and I was just like, "Oh, this is amazing. I'm on the BattleBots train." And they had been watching BattleBots a whole lot longer, but we during the off season, we were talking the 3 of us about possibly starting a podcast of some sort, and we're going through all these different concepts, we were thinking a financial advice podcast. We were thinking maybe a sexual kinks podcast. And somebody suggested BattleBots, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's a really good idea too." We should do that.
I forgot to put the extra bit of the extra little, let's call it icing on that cake. It was a sexual kink podcast hosted by people that are so vanilla.
Oh yeah.
And
No,
we're seeing it through a vanilla scented lens.
Yeah, no, I learn about a new kink once a year, and I'm like, people do that? Oh wow. Okay.
He doesn't learn about one. He goes to a convention for one.
No. I read about it on Wikipedia, and I'm just like, oh my God, wow,
Luke,
jeez.
Just wait till you see what happens in Cage 4.
So you don't want to do that because that's actually what killed our last podcast. Our last trio, our last 3 episodes were about sexual kinks, and then the podcast died. So,
Good.
Yeah, it died hard.
You made a good choice.
It died really hard. It was yeah.
So anyway, so we started our podcast, and probably fast forward a year into it, we were going to local events. So we went to Mass Destruction, we went to Motorama, we went to the Franklin Institute event. We were just basically driving all up and down the East Coast, trying to catch as many local events as we could. And we went to Norwalk a couple times back when it was at 50 Day Street, back when it was like literally just like 10 competitors and no pits. You could just walk around. This is like where we saw Jameson go for the first time, you know, like, oh my God, it's like he's in the flesh. He's a real person, you know. It's where we like we met Ricky like in person for the first time. And Austin was just like cycling through announcers. Like he just couldn't find announcers that like were dependable, because like they were all builders. They all wanted to compete at his event. Like they didn't want to announce for it. And so he like put out a job listing, like, I'm looking for announcers willing to pay. And Kyle went and did the first show, and then he brought me in for the second one. So like we did the finals together. Like that was literally my first time announcing for NHRL, which was just insane. And then like probably by that third event, Chris and Lindsay joined. And so we've been doing announcing, like we've announced basically every single event at 165 Water Street. So like all through COVID, all through like the like super dark events where there were nobody in the audience, you know. We just kind of we've been there for the whole time. So it's pretty cool.
Well, you guys are the reason why we got into NHRL, because we've been watching BattleBots kind of similarly since the reboot started.
At Chris and Lindsay's house?
No, well, we watch it all. We watch it all as a family, like 12 people watching the episode of BattleBots every Sunday.
Yeah.
And I listen to a ton of podcasts, and I found your guys' podcast, and I was listening to several episodes, and then you guys were like, oh, and there's an event coming up, and we're announcing in Norwalk, Connecticut. I was like, did I just hear Connecticut? What? And then I texted Justin, I'm like, we're going to watch Robot Combat live. I am excited. We're doing it. And we went to the first event, and I was geeking out because I was seeing you guys, and I was like, I listen to their podcast every single week, and oh, they're just announcing here, and it's amazing. And then we have attended every single NHRL since that first time, either as first as spectators, then as builders, and then as working, and now as builders, and then back to working again. And I mean, it's become a huge part of our lives. And now now we're starting this podcast, and that was because of you guys. So I guess it all goes back to you guys deciding to watch BattleBots back then. It's a genesis of also us.
The Genesis event.
I feel goosebumps right now. That is like so cool.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's like I say this all the time. We only get like 600 listeners per episode, and I swear to God, I've met every single one of them. Like, there's so many people like in the building who are like, yeah, you know, I built my robot because I heard about this event. I'm just like, well, where'd you hear about it? Like, oh, on your show. I'm like, oh my God, I collected another. It's 591 now. You know,
You're like a Pokemon trainer, but for NHRL builders.
Yeah.
I gotta get you the Ash Ketchum like red and white hat, but with the NHRL logo now.
You should get like a little Android tablet that looks like a Pokédex, and you just have a page for each builder. So whenever you need to like answer a question about them on stream or on your podcast, just whip it open to the page, read off their data.
Let me open my builder decks.
I mean, okay, so no joke, we do have a builder dex.
Really?
Yo. But is it like in Pokédex form?
It's okay. So we started building this like 3 years ago, and we have every single builder who's competed in the last 3 years, and like where they're from, the names of all of their robots, and all of their fun facts that they've submitted through like the builder intake form, plus all the fun facts that we learn when we go around and talk to people in the pits. So we've got Ashley's data, we've got Ryan and Justin's data. Thomas, we've got your data. All right.
You're like the FBI.
I don't want to be known.
Yep.
Tony, you're the only one free.
It's really awkward. Well, because it's a secret deck, so like we only share it with like our fellow announcers. So like when somebody like Adam joins the announcing desk, we go, oh, here's your link, and then he can go and read all of our notes about him. You know?
Oh no. Yeah. I think that's the kind of thing I don't want to read about myself. You can have some weird stuff.
Yeah. Okay, good. I'm gonna add that to your deck's entry.
Thomas does not want to read it.
Yeah, do you have our typings too? Do you have what type we are?
Yeah, of course.
What
Thomas is dark and psychic.
Accurate.
We're supposed to tell them that. Now it's in their decks.
I think that's one of the things though that like made our podcast really great from the get-go was that like Luke joining with his journalism background and as like a reporter, he is really, really good at like getting information, compiling it, organizing it, reporting on it. And so I think like from the get-go, when we started our podcast, it was like we don't want to just kind of like give our opinions on like, you know, these bots, because there were a couple things out there at the time. There wasn't a ton of like podcast material on BattleBots. There was like, you know, YouTube channels and stuff, but a lot of it was like, that robot sucks, that builder sucks. And like when we came on, and I think a lot has to do with Luke's approach to just like the reporting and journalism aspect, was like we wanted to give builders more of a light to share about themselves, because like prior I remember literally, and I've told this story before, but like I remember looking Zoe Stevenson up on LinkedIn because there was no information about her to learn about like who this person behind Chomp was, like how did she get so cool, what is her experience, what's her background. The only thing I could do to learn about her was like looking at her LinkedIn like a freaking stalker and being like, uh-oh, how do I hide that like that I viewed your profile because I look creepy. And so it was like, yeah, really just about how to give these people who are pretty inherently interesting like a platform to share about themselves. So I just wanted to give that shout out to Luke for like going back to the database thing. Like I think that's kind of at the heart of why the podcast I think is resonates, is because I don't know, he spends a lot of time doing a lot of research.
Yeah.
I've said it 100 times.
Aw.
Luke tells my story better than anyone. So, like, I'm so appreciative, of course, of everything that you guys do.
Yeah.
Just know that whenever we're having a conversation, just you know, it's being recorded somewhere. Okay, so you know, don't tell me anything that you don't want to go into the player decks. All right.
Well, Luke, you just wait until you come across my builder decks. I've got all the information.
It's the announcer
on you.
deck, Thomas.
Good.
Literally the only
It's
entry.
only
Thomas's
the-
only entry.
It's Thomas. This isn't even my real name. All right.
Oh, I
Like,
know.
Literally, Chris and Lindsay have no idea who
No,
I am.
I just say that to
I
keep
am
up with appearances.
I'm all I know is that, you know, all they know is that I'm from California, but there's a lot of people in California.
I have
all right?
all 312 years of your life history in this book.
It's actually a flip book.
With lots of pictures.
So
Luke is a Highlander.
So, Lindsay, I just grabbed this out of the case because I have all of my poker chips in the case. The first or second event Justin and I went to, I got that from you.
Oh my God,
Whoa!
Ryan! I'm literally gonna start crying.
Describe what you are showing, because this is an audio medium, right?
I'm sorry. I am showing the Behind the Bots 2021 poker chip that I got. I also got a sticker too, but I got this one. This is in my stack of poker chips that I got from Lindsay the first or second time we went to NHRL. And I was like, hey, you said that you might have merch on the podcast. Can I have some? And you handed this to me. So, yeah.
I love that we have been saying we might have merch for the podcast for nearly 5 years now. But that's the only thing that we have ever created. It's so sweet that you still have that and remember it. It almost didn't come to be because we didn't order the poker chips until like right before we went, well, only Luke went to Vegas for filming. And I remember ordering them, and then like I never got a confirmation. I was like, did it go through? Did it not go through? And I think they showed up like the day before Luke left. So I'm glad that through all of that, it ended up in your hands.
Who's been some of your favorite people to interview, as far as like builders and stuff like that? Do you guys have some like memorable ones that stick out?
I mean, I'm gonna jump back to the early days, and one of the things that like we really didn't talk about when we said like why we got into this. I think it was once we started to like look at the landscape of the builders behind combat robotics,
behind the bots,
you could say. Some might say, it was obvious that there was a pretty fantastic diversity of backgrounds, skill sets. Everyone from like art builders to high precision builders to the Pennsylvania contingent who know welding, like they could do it blindfold because they have to do it blindfold because they've been looking at the spark too long. But like there were all these different people from all these different backgrounds, and everyone had a unique story, and it's not just like something that you just jump into one day. Combat robotics is very niche. It's very weird, right? And you got to have a little bit of that weirdness in you. But that weirdness exists in every community, whether you're working on like a NASA lander or you are working on a John Deere tractor. And that was what was so fascinating. And so like we've talked to so many different types of builders that have come from completely different backgrounds and all had a unique story to tell. One of the early ones that we had was the builder. He was like a 90-year-old dentist. He was a late 80s dentist from Southern California. His name was Bob Girardi, and he had built Daisy Cutter, which was on only one season of BattleBots
It didn't air
5 years ago, and then accidentally recorded a bunch of stuff in the pits and then uploaded it to like YouTube, which you're not allowed to do, violated the NDA, and a bunch of people got really upset with him. But you know what? It is a 80-something-year-old dentist from Southern California. He doesn't know. He might have butt dialed it for all I know. But so like he had like a really interesting story where he was a dentist, but he had also like custom designed carburetors and all sorts of interesting things for like drag race cars. And one of the things that was fascinating about Daisy Cutter, a lot of people don't realize this, everyone in the audience had to have like earplugs because it was like the loudest robot that had ever been at BattleBots, because he designed a custom negative air pressure like device that would essentially go into the bottom of like a dragster that would suck the air out from underneath the bot, creating a low pressure atmosphere underneath the bot, basically so you don't need like magnets or anything like that, but so that he could have like such incredible traction and win the ground game. Now, did the bot work or perform well? Not really, but it was just a really cool thing to hear about. Well, someone who builds like drag racing cars is like taking their practical knowledge of building drag racing cars and putting it into a heavyweight robot. And that was just like, that was so fascinating. And it was like only like it was probably in our first 5 episodes. And I was just like, guys, I think we actually have something here if we can keep getting these kinds of people on the show and talk to them. And that was one of my first favorite memories of the podcast.
Fun fact about Bob Girardi is he is still the only person to have mailed us money. After interviewing him, he sent Luke, I forget how much, Luke, you probably remember,
$200.
He mailed us a check for $200. It was like, thank you so much for interviewing me. That was so nice.
And he was like, go buy some snacks.
That is amazing.
It was the classiest thing ever. It was so classy.
And for future reference, if we are interviewing you, if you're out there listening one day, we still accept money.
Except to this day, our podcast has earned $200.
That's pretty good.
Well, I mean, look at those innovations continue to this day. Look at Jim Kasmer and why can't I think of his name with Yoshimi? Just the AI stuff that exists nowadays. Joey Gannon, just the AI that they're throwing into that because that's what they do for work. So they've taken that and they're putting that into robots, and it's just amazing stuff to see. So that's really cool.
Justin, do you allow profanity on this show, or are we keeping it family friendly?
I can bleep it out if you really want to.
No, it's fine. It's fine. This will have less impact, but just to piggyback on what Chris said, I mean, like, every combat robotics builder, very different, but the one thing that unites them all, unites basically like everyone on this show and everybody who's listening, is like they really care about their life. You know, like, you don't just accidentally build a combat robot. Like, you have to be pretty dedicated to it, and you've got to care, and like that, like, caring about your just like experience instantly makes you a really interesting person, I think. So like I've never once met a boring combat robotics builder. Like, every single person I've met ever has that same thing. Doesn't matter who you are, but like, you care about your experience, which I think is so cool. To steal Lindsay's answer, my favorite interview was Zoe Stevenson and Yasha Little. They are, so like, I don't know, this is like my favorite BattleBots fact. You guys probably know this already, but like, Zoe, Yasha, Matt Vasquez, the Bot Whisperer, so Pete Abramson, and Xander Rose from Bronco, they all work together, and they are working on the 10,000 year clock that is being built in Jeff Bezos's mountain in Texas. So if that, I don't know, is shocking to you, go look up the 10,000 year clock. It's like an incredible project. And on our episode with Zoe and Yasha, they talked a lot about the clock, which is just this like marvel of engineering. It's like this part art project, part engineering like challenge, part like statement to humanity, part like pseudo cultish religion. I don't know. It's really interesting. And like Zoe and Yasha are just amazing. So yeah, they had a just fantastic conversation. Yeah, good.
Very cool.
And for my favorite, I think is actually, I mean, talking to Zoe and them was great, but I think anytime we have Jen Herkenroder on is always my favorite, because I think she is probably the coolest person that I've ever met. And every time we learn more and more about her background, her story, her experience, it's like, how does one person fit so much like skill and experience and knowledge into like one, she's young, so like into a short lifetime so far. It's so inspiring. And like, she had like a viral moment when Open Sauce like shared part of her oh my gosh, like panel discussion answer about like how she was a homeless teenager and like built herself up and like, you know, really had to scrounge to make things work. And I'm just like, man.
And she did it in a way that was like not self-congratulatory, but like inspiring and like made you really want to be better.
Yeah. And I think she has such a way about her, and like, I'm hoping, you know, that hijinks can continue to show up on BattleBots, because I think, I don't know, like the whole team is so fantastic, but Jen is just so incredible. And also, I'm like too scared to talk to her when I see her at events in real life. So the podcast gives me an excuse to hang out with her.
Well, now you got for Christmas a hijinks wheel.
Yeah. Chris got me part of hijinks for Christmas, so yeah.
She's at Moto again. You're going to talk to her.
Before we move on to one other question, I just want to say, also love on the podcast over the years. Obviously, some of our they're like in the Tom Hanks Club for SNL, but like we have obviously Chad is, you know, phenomenal whenever he's on the podcast. Love having Sam on the podcast. He is just an absolute delight. Love having Pete Abramson on the podcast. He's one of my favorite human beings on the planet. But there's one other episode that just came to my mind that I think is like one of the craziest roller coasters ever. we just randomly reached out to Matt Orland from Megabots.
Yeah.
If you remember Megabots, the giant, massive robot fight that, was several years ago now.
That was an excellent episode, by the way.
Yeah. Do you want to just come on our podcast and talk about what happened with Megabots? And he's just like, yeah, okay, no problem. And we were like, I don't think he's actually going to show up. And then he showed up and he talked to us for like an hour and 45 minutes and just laid it all out.
That was wild.
I want to know everything that happened at Megabots. You listen to that episode because he does not pull any punches. He's just like, yep, that didn't work. Yep, that broke down every 5 minutes. Yep, that was faked.
Okay, but the thing that was the wildest was like how open he was about completely wasting everybody's money that had invested in him. And like he had no qualms being like, yeah, we raised $5 million and basically, through my mismanagement, like it all went away. And I'm like, oh my God, are you like, okay? You're sharing so much.
At the same time, like he had like real, like, not supervillain energy, but just some kind of like tiger energy that was just like, he's either going to destroy or save the world. I don't know which.
Maybe both.
One or the other.
He became a landlord, so.
So destroy. Okay. I love that we had the same thought about that. So I have two more questions. The first one is, what is it like going to BattleBots and actually experiencing that?
Luke was there first. I think he beat us to the punch, but I think we debuted all in the same year, right? Or was he that? You were there 2 years, Luke?
He was there.
Yes. Yeah, going on like a press pass is like the best experience. So if you can do that, you should do that. Reach out to Greg and Trey, as podcasters and get like a 1-day press pass. Fantastic.
Oh no, Luke, I figured out why we're doing the podcast.
Oh, good.
I will say a little caveat. Lindsay and I, as part of Team Copperhead, and Luke as part of Team Shreddit, had slightly different experiences as far as what it was like to be at BattleBots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luke, I don't know.
Luke, tell about your Airbnb experience.
Okay, so we so as part of Team Shreddit, and I'm gonna just preface all of this by saying that I absolutely love Evan Arias to death, ride or die. Like I will go into battle with that man. Like I'll go under his flag literally any day of the week for the rest of my life. All right. No shade at all to the team, but we stayed in the worst Airbnb in Las Vegas. Like we were driving further and further and further away from the battle box until literally we were on the edge of the desert where like, behind the house, it was just nothing, like we went to a neighborhood that was like forgotten by the police. Like there were like cars that had their tires stolen, and then like it looked like the car caught on fire and they're just rotting like on a normal street. Nobody had lawns. Like it was just rocks in their front yard and just trash. It was so bleak. It was dystopian. The inside of the house was even worse. It was like they had just jammed as many beds into every flat surface as you possibly could find. There was no toilet paper anywhere inside of the house. It was like there were no towels. There was no like sheets. There were no sheets or blankets. Okay. Like literally our first job was to go out and like get blankets. I don't know. It was just like we were buying towels. It was like so bad. All right. And we ran out of beds because like we were all staying in the same like 2-bedroom like Airbnb. So we had to go out and like buy blow up mattresses for the shores, which was just like awful. So father, son sleeping on air mattresses in like the living room. And I don't know, like if you've ever spent like 2 weeks with 10 fully grown men. It is just it's the most disgusting experience ever. Like, all of the towels are wet. You're like, I think this was my towel. No, I don't know. Maybe someone else used it. I don't know. Like, you get into the shower, there's just hair all over the place, and every shower that you take is cold, So anyway, that was our housing experience. And I personally spent like 4 days at BattleBots at the leather store at the other end of Las Vegas, like literally driving past the battle box the other direction all the way out into the desert to go to the leather store so that I could basically babysit a leather sew seamstress and get all of our patches done in time for our first match on TV. So it was a very long days. Like, I would fall asleep with my shoes on, it was just one of those kinds of things. So yeah, I know a lot more about the leather subculture in Las Vegas, and I can also tell you which residential neighborhoods to avoid if you're thinking about buying. And yeah, I actually was at the battle box and the tent very little. So the shredded experience was harried, I would say.
So then, yeah, I guess the other side of that coin is Lindsay and we were on Team Copperhead, a team that had just wonderful, happy, charismatic people. We stayed at a hotel that had all of the luxuries that you could possibly want, including 3 restaurants that were open.
Like towels?
Oh, they would come take my towel before I even had a chance to drop it on the floor. And we were on Copperhead, which is a robot that hasn't broken once in 5 years. So the bot was just ready to go. And so, we had a pit with a couch in it, and it was just a wonderful time. It was so great.
Yeah, those are vastly different experiences. You're all right. I agree with that.
Our main job was just, figuring out the tunnel entrances for each match. And that was really super fun. And I think it well represented the team's personality and hopefully, translated to TV. Because famously, Copperhead, despite being a very powerful hitter and a very reliable robot, does not get a lot of love from the producers or even really the fans. We were on a tear all season. The producers never came over to Luke Quintal to be like, hey, let's do an interview with you. It didn't matter what we were doing. And it seems in years past, it's kind of similar. So our goal was to try and make Copperhead, at least stand out to the producers so that we can get some love. But I think that ultimately the bot performed in a way that it was undeniable, especially that fight against Riptide, which it feels so fun being able to say that now, because having to sit on that for months was really painful. Chris and I actually weren't there for the filming of that one, which is probably, I don't get FOMO a lot. I love to miss out on things. But that is something that I actually have FOMO over, because that was just a brilliant performance. But yeah, it was fun to try and develop a personality brand around a robot that already performs so well. Cool. And obviously being there was surreal. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I've only been a fan since the reboot, but Chris has been a fan since he was a child. So
the Comedy Central era.
Yeah.
Ziggo, my beloved.
Oh yeah. Yeah, watching Nightmare just tear into people. Yeah.
There is VHS tapes somewhere of me and my cousin's homemade BattleBot stuff when we would build combat robotics out of Lego Mindstorms, and then even pre-Lego Mindstorms when it was, we would go to P&T Surplus and buy little tiny, brushed motors and hot glue them into our Lego.
That's awesome.
Lord knows, they're probably really cringy to watch now, but if I can find them, my God.
Okay, so the final question I have before we get to our brand new segment that we're doing this time is if you guys built a bot, what would it look like and what kind of weapon would it have? Any weight class, just come up with a bot. Like, I know you guys helped Clyde with that bot, and you've done other bots in the past. I don't know, so maybe this is more for Luke. Luke, if you could build a bot and bring a bot, what would it look like?
All right, good. I want to build a bot. I want to bring it to the Hartford event, so it's going to be an ant weight.
Do it!
And I want to build a big rubber wheel on the front of a robot. So instead of a spinner, it's got a huge sticky rubber wheel that just launches opponents and launches itself up against the cage. So just maximum chaos and kind of breaking the opponent before I break, ideally.
So is it going to be like a mouse glue trap, where it's like really adhesive, or
like a sticky, like a really tacky wheel? So like not like a hard rubber wheel, but like a really soft.
And you don't want the robot to
gummy
actually adhere
wheel
to it?
No, I just want to. I want to grab pieces of my opponent and launch them into the glass.
So, fun fact, one of the original ideas when we were first coming up with Harvester was taking a belt sander, and putting it on wheels and aiming it towards bots. So you would literally hit the bot and they would go flying backwards over you. So it's like an active wedge. That was one of our original ideas.
I love that. That's a great idea.
Luke, have you watched any of Maker Battles or anything like that?
I have been to Maker Battles,
Okay.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at Ashley's face. I love it. I wish people could see Ashley's face. Ashley feels so indignant right now. She's like,
Yeah.
what?
No,
What are you talking about?
Everyone
Right
showed
there
up to
when
Maker
we were
Battle.
there.
We
I
had
wasn't sure if you've
Sam.
been yet.
We had
But it's
Red.
I was about to compliment and say like Ashley is an amazing announcer.
Gil made it
Yeah.
there.
And it's
Ashley's an incredible
Yeah.
announcer.
and so,
Ashley, like, if we could split you in half, like, I mean, I'd love to, have you announce on the desk. I mean, I think you'd be great at NHRL.
Just like near the end of the day, just like 8 o'clock, just pour it down there for a bit.
Luke,
Yeah.
Luke, you can't
My way
steal our
onto the
Ashley.
desk.
Yeah, you can't. You can't steal our pit mom. Sorry.
You just, I
No, do it. I
admit
want to see you on
she does
I want
not
to see you on
do
TV.
good sitting at a desk. So announcing is probably not going to be good for us.
No, it's gonna be perfect. I need to see the chaos.
Ashley be fantastic at it. Like, I think we've got to do at least one event where Ashley's calling NHRL for a couple hours.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
want
How do I get on those
at least
desks?
just a little bit.
Luke, let's aim for
Thomas-
July. Let's aim
Yeah,
for
Thomas,
July.
you got to be more like Ashley so you can get on the desk. Yeah.
Well, you can't have her in April because she's going to have to be helping Ryan in April since I won't be there. So. Okay, so that was awesome. Those are all the questions that I had. So we actually have a new thing. So I don't know if you guys listened to our last episode, but we had we had 12 builders call in and give us some information. So we are going to, since that was so awesome and we love that so much, and just like Behind the Bots, one of our core focuses here is focusing on the builders and telling the builders stories. So we wanted to continue that. So to replace the hot takes section that we had at the end that wasn't really working, we are introducing community transmissions. So we have 5 audio clips from builders telling us how they did in January, and we're just gonna play them really quick and react to them and see what the builders have to say. But the first one is from Julian, the creator of MakoFest, telling us about how MakoFest did.
Hey gang, it's Julian, the builder of MakoFest here. In my first match, I got a pretty quick tap out and I was able to get behind reflex and get a very deep cut. In my second match, I went up against Nate with Drumder Child, which I was so freaking excited about, but I got around him early, but after landing a subpar shot, my robot basically died. I'm not sure what happened exactly there. It's possible I was just nervous and didn't tighten my power switch enough, because I got back into the pits and everything worked properly. Hopefully I get a chance to give Nate a better matchup if we meet again, because we all love Nate, but I would love to beat him too. After that, I faced Cupcake, and I eventually hit them with the perfect shot to the battery. There was a big fireball, and it was the first time I've ever done something like that, so I was super pumped. Yeah, just that's what I'm hoping for when I run Mako or Mako Fest. So the first round in the bracket, I came up against Twisted Sequel, and right in the first 10 seconds, I went for a pin, and they kind of spun diagonally and roundhoused right into my saw and blasted it and ripped the motor actually like clean in half. The bell ripped right out. I was able to last the full 3 minutes, and I almost got some control points in, but that horizontal spinner was so strong it barely even slowed down. So David was the clear victor there, and his robots were impressive all freaking day. Overall, Mako Fest went 2-2, which was a little disappointing, but I got 2 amazing finishes, which is what I'm always shooting for. And I'm coming back in March with Mako, hopefully with a fully redesigned 4-wheel drive chassis. That'll make for better matchups against horizontal spinners. Besides that, my brother actually had their first tournament with Turbo Friend, and they went 3-1, kicking some major butt. We're planning on making little YouTube rundown videos, so stay tuned for that. You guys kick butt. Keep up the good work. I appreciate the podcast.
Beautiful. Thank you, Julian. As usual, in his last clip, he was very detailed about everything too. He's very detail oriented, so I love that about him. Literally every detail.
I'm really looking forward to seeing these recap videos. I was not able to see any of his matches yet, but I'm really looking forward to finding that match against Cupcake where he hit the battery, because that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it does.
Julian is a better than average driver, and I'm just loving how fast he is coming up in the sport. Like, I just feel like at his first event, he drove like a veteran, and you take a look at his matches from January. They're really, really well driven. So it's drive quality is probably 80% of the battle. So he is well on his way to really just having a really, really great season with the league.
Yeah, he's been a ton of fun.
I saw one of the photos that he posted. I don't know what the robot name is, but it had a nice slice through the back, and I think that might be the one he was referring to where he hit the battery.
With the battery, yeah. Okay, so the next one is Nate telling us how Drumder Child did.
Hey, it's Nate Franklin, and so I brought Drumder Child for its first ever event. So it ended up winning 2 matches by knockout and lost one via judge's decision that I heard was pretty close. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how it performed. There's just some things I want to change, mainly the weapon, to give it a bit more bite, because it was more just like grinding and nibbling and not getting some like bigger hits. And then the second thing is just to work on a proper wedge attachment, because I think that definitely hurt me in my last fight against Twisted Sister. But overall, like I said, I'm just really happy about it. I'm really happy the bot performed well. One other thing worth mentioning, obviously, is that I was mini-botting for Mark Liu with questionable choices, and I was really happy that I helped him get the win in the final. I know there were some matches where I wasn't used to the like the way the mini-bot's center of gravity was, so I was kind of just like flailing around. But in the final, when both bots were limping, I just kept going after Blue Marlin, and I did enough to win the judge's decision. So I thought that was absolutely amazing. This was a great event.
Awesome. Yeah, we were looking forward to, when we did our pre-show, we were looking forward to seeing how he would do driving something with an actual weapon. And I think he did really, really well. So good job, Nate.
I was so proud of Nate, and like afterwards he posted on Facebook that like he was proud of himself and that he had really been a little like overwhelmed or maybe anxious to like go into the world of weapons, because he didn't think that he was capable or able or whatever. And I'm so glad that like he proved himself wrong and that he sees what he's capable of, because like I've always regarded him as one of the most incredible drivers that we have, like with or without a weapon. And to hear that he was, I don't know, like doubting that about himself made me really sad. So I'm just so excited to see how well he did, and that he's gonna come back, and hearing like his own thoughts on like how to make his weapon stronger, like just made me really happy right there.
Yeah.
He's the best.
I feel like Nate Franklin and Robert Run should band together and start like a mini bot for hire service. Because, you know, like Nate was there for the full court win, you know, in the finals, and here in January, like in the finals, I feel like, you know, if you're on the broadcast super late at night, like you're doing something right. So yeah, I don't know, like I feel like they should start charging for their services.
Yeah, definitely agree with that.
Do they charge different if they win or lose? Or is it flat rate?
Yeah. Oh no, flat rate. You got to pay ahead of time. Yeah.
You gotta have the F1 driver start getting a contract for the year, and then you have to have like everything lined up, your sponsors, everything lined up. At halfway through the season, you change teams out of nowhere. Yeah.
This is great.
And we were talking about Mr. Roper earlier, so let's hear from our favorite fake New Zealander and see how Mr. Roper did.
Hello, robot people. It's Mark Rennie with Team Eel Monkey and Mr. Roper. I just want to take this moment to say thank you. I want to thank everyone for letting us embarrass ourselves, embarrass those around us, embarrass NHRL, and even those people off in the distance who were just embarrassed for us. It means the world to me. So thank you, and I appreciate it. Two people in particular are responsible for all this, and that is Lindsay Baer and Tom Farkas. Send your letters. Lindsay, you encouraged us to keep making weirder and weirder stuff. And Tom, you are weirder stuff. I really am grateful. And like, this is the year for us. This is the culmination of us just being immersed in NHRL, and to have it result in getting to fight one of the smartest and funniest people involved in the sport. That 3-year-old with that fire machine, unstoppable. Get to know him. He's a great dude. Yeah, I couldn't be happier. I could have been warmer. So maybe there'll be pants in March. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I love him so much. He's such an awesome dude.
Well, I thought Chris was gonna have a moment there, but
Damn it, Rennie!
Oh my god, the way that I cackled laughing with that direct.
I don't know. Clyde has been referred to as a 3-year-old many times, so
that's true.
It's very possible.
For everyone this is only an audio medium, as Mark was talking and he said the most genius, Lindsay turned the camera to Chris and he said that 3-year-old.
I was like, yeah, we gotta get Chris's reaction to this genuine moment on camera, and then foiled again. That's so funny. Mr. Roper, instantly iconic.
Oh yeah. It made sense that he was like pitted, with Tom, because like the Eel Monkey team literally took a page right out of the book. You don't have to build bots to win dumpsters. You can choose a path to build bots that win hearts and minds, because it is just as important, if not more important, in my opinion. And it's the one cool thing about our sport where, just as much as some people are into like fine tuning, getting their bot 1% better, some people just want to inspire others and make them have a good time, and then that's their trophy. And the fact that there's people that are willing to invest their time, energy, and money into doing that is, it gives me hope for humanity. And people like Tom, people like Mark, they give me hope. And I love the fact that we have people like that build those kind of bots and that bring that kind of energy. And so as much as he just took a shot across my bow, I will say it was an honor and a privilege to pit next to you and to steal part of your table and the table on the right side of me and the table across from me. Because without your half of the table, I couldn't have done it.
I am prepared to buy a Mr. Roper like miniature toy like yesterday.
Yeah.
I am prepared to spend any amount of money for a miniature Frank, any amount of money for a miniature Positively Hysterical.
Did you see the 1 pounder? Paul?
Yes.
I'm talking about like just a teeny tiny little desk toy, you know?
Yeah.
You press a button and it does the smash.
Oh, it would be incredible. It would be incredible. I would buy that for $100. I'm not even kidding. So yeah, build it. If you think it would make a good toy, then it's probably gonna make a good combat robot. So gotta keep it weird.
Yep, can't agree with you more. Okay, so just 2 more. The next one I have is Bob talking about qualifying with Blue Marlin.
Blue Marlin.
Hello, Havoc Rundown crew. I'm Bob Belansen, builder of Peekaboo and Blue Marlin. I had a blast at the January event. Was really excited to qualify Blue Marlin for finals. And my favorite moment from the event was the power of friendship versus misdirected aggression. I went into the event not really thinking much of the drill bot. You know, it's a drill bot. They never work, right? And then I'm queuing up, I believe it was Blue Marlin versus Razor's Edge. I was queuing up that fight, and then I hear someone yell, "Oh my god, the drill bot worked." And I look over to cage 2, and it's just a huge puff of smoke. And I ended up rewatching that fight several times. That was pretty awesome.
I love that he qualified for finals, and his favorite moment was someone else's fight. That's just amazing.
Yes. I think Kokoto drilling a hole in somebody else's bot was 99% of builders. Like, one of those moments where everybody turned and went, like, he did it. He finally did it. Someone did it.
The mad genius.
We've been talking about it for years, and it happened.
Yeah, he kind of fulfilled like hundreds of builders' dreams all at once.
They laughed at me when they said drill.
Of the robot doing what it's supposed to do, which I'm kind of like 0.5 for 3 in that department. So, like, awesome job.
Yeah, that was amazing. Okay, and the final one I have is from Seth Schaefer, telling us about Division. Specifically, he mentions fighting Reaper and Deadlitter, whoever's bots those were.
Yep.
Hey there, Havoc Rundown team. Always great to see you guys at the event. I had a lot of fun fighting both of you. Ryan, I am very sorry I destroyed your robot. And Justin, I'll explain a bit later, but basically, I couldn't have even saved you if I tried. Division version 4 was my bot, and it was entered into the competition as a 3.5 pound flywheel counter gyro vertical spinner with a hub motor weapon system. Everything in the bot was very experimental, and it was all brand new build, completely nothing the same from previous versions of Division, despite the name. Basically, the bot has 2 options. I can either run it as a 3-pound robot with no flywheel, or as a 4-pound multi-bot team using a half-pound bot called Remainder, and the counter gyro flywheel adds about a half a pound to the main robot. So I switched back and forth. I had 5 fights, and with 2 of them, I removed the flywheel. Both of the fights that I had against you, Hunter Brothers, I was running the flywheel, and I was trying to figure out how to make it work better with that, but I didn't quite manage it, because apparently with the front forks, the weight distribution is just terrible, and I was having terrible traction issues and couldn't really drive in a straight line most of the time. Immediately after the first couple hits that Division landed on Dead Letter, for instance, all I could do was pivot in place, and I couldn't even drive back to the doors after the fight. But I did manage to get the bot to drive okay without the flywheel running the front wedge attachment, and it was really funny because in my last fight of the day against Blood, Sweat, and Tears, I was running no flywheel with the wedge, and the announcers were talking about how incredible the flywheel subsystem was and how the bot was driving so well because of it, even though it wasn't on the robot.
Announcers, do we have any notes on what was...
All right. Later in the day, it was Kyle and Adam, and Sam. Like, we can, who knows what's going on with those guys? Okay, all right. So, just first off, the new Division version 4, incredible. Like, we didn't see the same kind of like chaotic bouncing energy that we typically see from Division. It seemed a lot hardier. Like, it was able to just because it wasn't just bouncing around damaging its own systems. It just looked great. Counter flywheel at 3 pounds is just madness, and I love that. Like, just the audacity of that is just wild. And I just really liked the invertibility of version 4 of Division. I thought that it was so smart. So I think he's got something there. I love the look of Division 1, 2, and 3. Division 4 looks kind of like, I don't know, Iron Man 1 or something like that. I think like the look will probably look cooler and sleeker at some point. It's a very kind of shallow bit of feedback for the robot. But the performance was fantastic. So good on you, YouTube sensation Seth Schaefer from Just Cause Robotics.
Yeah, my
every time that I say that, I get paid $10, by the way.
I remember someone in the YouTube live chat did clock that you say that every time, and they were like, "I love that Luke introduces Seth as YouTube sensation every time."
Listen, it's a meme that only I appreciate. So it's a meme for one myself.
You and one YouTube commenter.
You know what? Now every time I see Seth, that's how I'm going to address him, so I can spread the meme. I'm just going to see him in person and be like, "How are you, YouTube sensation Seth Schaefer?"
It's like when we see Johnny from TV.
Yes.
Now we're going to do it Seth.
Is that YouTube legend Seth Schaefer?
Okay. So we are a little high on time, so we are going to wrap it there. And that, my fellow bot enthusiasts, wraps up another thrilling episode of Havoc Rundown. We went over our January New Bots event with our amazing friends from the Behind the Bots podcast, Chris, Lindsay, and Luke. Before we sign off, a massive shout out to our incredible listeners. Your passion for robot combat fuels the gears of this podcast. We're grateful for each and every one of you. As we power down for now, remember to subscribe, rate, and leave your comments. Let us know your favorite moments from today's episode and share your thoughts of the world of robot combat. We love hearing from you. Stay tuned for more electrifying interviews, behind-the-scenes insights, and the latest from the National Havoc Robot League. Until next time, this is the Pick and Troll crew signing off from the Havoc Rundown. Keep the sparks flying and may your gears always turn in your favor. Everyone say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Everyone say goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, I love you.
Until next time, young roboteers.